Welcome to Design to Disrupt, Samsung's podcast where we dive into the big ideas, redefining tomorrow's supply chain and procurement landscape. Each episode, bold leaders join us to share fresh insights, real-life stories, and practical tools to keep you ahead. So get ready to think bigger, challenge the status quo, and help lead the future of business that powers the world. It's an honor and true privilege for me and Samsung to welcome Bhoomika Kapoor, Senior Data Engineer at Tesla. As some of you may have heard, this year, Tesla and Samsung signed a landmark $16.5 billion deal, making Samsung the key supplier of AI chips that will power Tesla's autonomous vehicles, humanoid robots, and next-generation technology, all produced at Samsung's new Texas facility through 2033. This game-changing partnership is setting the pace for innovation in mobility and technology. And with that, I am very pleased to welcome Bhoomika to the podcast. Thanks, Bhoomika.
Thank you so much, Ian, for having me here. So a quick introduction for myself will be, I am Bhoomika Kapoor and I work as a senior data engineer. The core which I'm working on is manufacturing analytics. I have also been in a financial industry. I was with American Express for 5 long years. So I've been in the analytics industry for some time, and it's great to be a part of the podcast. And of course, it's exciting that Samsung x Tesla, the entire deal, we are so excited about it. And it's like a huge deal for Tesla as well, because the facility is here. And I also learned in the news that people from Tesla will be going to automate a lot of production and manufacturing processes there. And I just hope that I'm a part of this project in future, and it will be really great.
Same. It seems like Austin is a home or second home for many of us now. So
yes.
Look forward to coming again very soon. You walked us a little bit, but could you walk us a little bit through your career journey? What were some of the key moments? You mentioned Amex, you mentioned your start at Tesla. Was there an inspiration that led you into the world of data science and analytics?
Yes, of course. I think talking about my personal journey to be into analytics and data, it started from when I was very young. So my dad is a data engineer. It was a data engineer in the government. And, we always talked about data centers when the entire transition was happening to computers, introducing computers to everybody. So the word data center, services like Oracle, TCS, everything has been in my mind since then. Then, of course, I was doing all kind of internships when I passed my undergrad. I landed up with American Express. And there I found out that, when you start working with large data, back then I started in 2017 and we were doing basic Excel VBA macros, working on mainframe systems. And now, a big shift for me to, come to USA for my studies and doing analytics, and now working in a big tech where it's an explosion of data and AI for me. Projects on which I work on, and the technologies are changing so fast, because I have to be updated every day. That's how my journey started. I love data crunching. I love, I just cannot do something again and again. And when I figured out that AI is something which can help me to remove my repetitive tasks, I was like, bring it on. I'll spare 2 hours to understand it if it helps me to, get away with my repetitive task. I do a lot of, AI stuff going on every day, from my emails for my priority list of the day, setting up my calendars. I think it's just become a part of my day-to-day activities, and it's great. Starting at Tesla for me was I joined as an intern here. I was very raw, to be very honest. I just knew certain basics, but I think, when an employer, in my terms, see a curiosity for someone to learn, then they hire you, not for the skills you have. I always want to hire people who are curious, because then they learn more. So that's how I ended up here. It was a great learning curve. It still is a great learning curve. You cannot stop learning as AI is integrating so fast. Last year, ChatGPT came, and now we have 10 more other things which are free. Your ChatGPT and your Grok and everything is integrated everywhere. So a fun fact about it, I drive a Tesla and we have Grok in that. So I solved so many of my problems while driving. There was this issue on one project which I was working on, some data related thing. And I was like driving back home and I was like, I have to do this. I have no clue how to do that. And I just turned on Grok. And while driving, I was like, oh, I have this issue in my database or like my project. What should I do? It gave me like and I was making a conversation with my Grok. It gave me like the entire, you can do this, this, this. I came back home, opened my laptop, did that. I was like, oh my God, I solved that. It
That's
was
truly
so
amazing.
cool. Yes.
That's an innovative story that kind of really tells you how you got from there to here. And that's truly amazing. And no pun intended on the here to there because you were driving using Grok. So beyond Grok, were there other cutting edge developments kind of specifically in analytics beyond using macros that you're passionate about today? And what ways do you think they'll redefine the business that you're doing today in the coming years?
I think scaling is going to be something which we really need to focus on, because the part of introducing AI everywhere. I mean, I would always say that, these days, like Amazon laying off people, other companies laying off people, it's like, it's going to replace human. That's what it's going to do. It's going to do everything what we do. But I think it's amplifying my decision making, not like helping me to do less, but helping me to do more. I'm much more efficient. Now, I think these days it's going to be like in future also, we don't have to be coders. I was bad at coding. Like I hate coding, but I like to automate stuff. So, that's like a very weird combination. I love problem solving, but I don't like to code. So for me, having AI is the best thing which happened to me during my transitional phase. I think going in future, scaling is now a big, big thing. And the supply chain, you'll see like so many people investing in data centers, companies who provide semiconductors, Samsung. There's so much investment happening in Intel. The stocks
it goes all the way to one of our new clients. Actually, they make cooling systems for data centers. So it's everything, not just the data center, but it's everything around the data center as well.
Data centers, yes. I think in future, if it scales up, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be very efficient. We as people will not be doing data wrangling or, cleaning the data and all of that task. We are going to be thinkers and creative thinkers. So we have to be the problem solvers now.
That actually brings me to the next question, which is actually, if it's perfectly on that, what's a recent example where analytics made a pivotal difference in the decision-making for your team or for Tesla in general? What was the impact of it?
So, rather than talking just about Tesla, I would say I would talk about the entire manufacturing industry. AI has like literally aced it there, because we deploy one damn thing to 100 tools or 200 things. And if there is an error, we just catch it because it's real-time data. That's what we analyze. Initially, we were using data like 5 years ago, but now we are using just in a different way. That's the point. Initially, we were using that data to see what happened, what might have happened. Now we use data to see that this can happen and this is the solution for it. So, for manufacturing also, because we have to run on real-time data, there is so much production going on in an industry, right?
Yeah.
We can scale it. Initially, there were 10 people looking at 10 machines. Now we can do one line of code or one kind of automation, deploy it to like 100 tools in manufacturing. Any anomaly, efficiency is 100%. We just have to like do a little bit tweaks. But I think that has changed the entire manufacturing industry. Like that's
really interesting that you say that, because when I was in Seoul recently this past year, walked into our innovation lab in Samsung's headquarters, and the first thing I see is the anomaly detection AI system that they have right in the front.
Great.
And it was really cool. So that it bodes well to the partnership, shows how long we've been working on this, and same thing. That's great. Well, from your experience on the other side of things, what have been some of the biggest or even one big hurdle that you faced when trying to get people inside the organization or even outside in any organization to adopt advanced analytics, to adopt those AIs?
That's a very interesting question. Like I always keep on telling everybody that you do not have to be scared of using AI, because I know like shift is difficult. For me, sometimes it is definitely difficult, because the first thing which there are so many other platforms, right now. And the first thing which someone's asked me, I'm like, ChatGPT. No, why it's ChatGPT? There are 10 more other things to do that. So, for me also, I also find it difficult, but it's very difficult for people to adopt the product. And for a person who's making a product for someone, it's very important for them to understand that how easy it is for people to adopt it. So we have to make something, and that's going to be an issue. That is an issue that people do not trust the products. Still, we use a lot of AI, but you will always see that it is an AI product. This might not be accurate. Right. So that's because it's literally on the tagline. So, of course, that human brain thinks that way. So that's an issue right now. Also, we have to literally push people to do it. And on the back end, we also know that, maybe it's not right, because until we provide the context to AI, it's not going to do the decisions for us.
So do you think that's how organizations are trying to balance right now, technical innovation also with cultural and operational readiness? I mean, is that really kind of the biggest fight right now?
Yes, it is, because
makes sense.
There is one side, we are human. It's difficult for people to adapt, but there is AI, which is so crazy. So we are trying to just work in a way so that human and AI, it amplify each other. Human and AI work with each other, and they do not compete with each other. Because
I love how you've used amplify multiple times here, because it truly defines what you're saying. It's there for amplification. It's not there to take over. I think that's really a great distinction and a good use of the word. What about people really aiming to break into analytics? What are kind of the technical abilities or even some of the interpersonal strengths that they should focus on developing? What have you learned?
I think now we do not, like I mentioned previously also, we do not need people. I mean, of course, you should have some information about SQL and Python and all of those languages, but you have to be critical thinkers. Communicating your views, and problem solving is something which future generations should focus on. I think if you really want to go into technology and make it better, think about emotional development, because robots are already there, AI is already there. You need to put emotions into it now. So that's what I think the future generation should focus on. And just don't be afraid of using AI at all. I would say that. Keep learning. I mean, because everything literally is changing so fast. I being into big tech, I know we have something today, and tomorrow it's hey, we have just changed the strategy. And I'm yeah, okay. Well, time to learn something new. I always
of new, in your view, what's next? What major shifts are going to happen in AI and automation, over the next 5 years?
In next 5 years, I think we are going to solve bigger problems. We are going to deploy the basic AI infrastructure, all the big companies, I would say, and even it's shifting down to the mid-size and small businesses as well. Products which these big tech companies are building are they are scaling it so broadly that little companies like the mid-size companies and the small companies can easily use them. So it's going to definitely, change a working culture of people. It's going to get away with the repetitive work. And they're going to, I think we all are together going to focus on major other problems, which will be sustainability.
You just actually nailed the next question, was about how it's going to change the workplace. And I think you just nailed it well right there.
Yeah. So I think sustainability is something which we all are going to work on after next 5 years, because now we have time to think about a better stuff where we can make what better.
Good point.
So I think we are very much, we have good tools with us. We have good infrastructure with us. I would not say that, these days people say that, it's cost cutting. It's not, I think it's not cost cutting, but it's about thinking about new projects which will help us more to become
strategic. Focus on the strategic rather than the repetitive.
Rather than doing the same work and all of that. Yeah.
So having spent time also in financial services at Amex Analytics, and then now on the industrial manufacturing side, how have some of the analytic strategies impacted, and are there differences in the impact, in different types of organizations, different industries?
I would not say like because analytic strategies are almost the same. We build same kind of models. So like if I have a anomaly detection model in manufacturing, I have a certain same kind of anomaly detection model at my financial industry. Suppose Amex, right? So it's like because there we are catching people who are making frauds. Here we are catching people who are catching something which will have an impact or a bad product at the end of the day. So I think the analytics, what we do in different financial services versus manufacturing is almost the same. Of course, the inputs we give, which are different, and that's where human intervention comes up. I mean, I always say that again, like with AI, it helps us, but we have to explain our problem to them. So it's almost the same. It's having us to help to make processes automated, not to have any repetitive stuff to which we are doing, making things efficient and thinking about bigger problems and catching everything beforehand which happens, and of course giving us solutions also. So it's more prescriptive and predictive now, and before it was like just descriptive, like this happened and this was this was the cause of it, and then we human had to like think of it. But now with AI we get this can happen, so just take your decisions beforehand before we get into this kind of issue or a loss which we might face in future.
That really clicks with me. I sit on an advisory board for a company called Darkwatch, which is anti-human trafficking AI software. And so, you still have to have somebody go out there and actually do the investigation and arrest the people, but the analytics is what drives it. So totally understand.
Yeah.
With that, who's the ripest? What emerging fields, what industries are the ripest for, AI to really make a mark on them?
I think currently it's of course, high tech, big tech is there. I think manufacturing is making a lot of, way through it, having AI in it. I mean, I see it personally every day. I see a lot of collaborations happening, everybody working through it. Because if those manufacturing and the big tech will work together and create like a good ecosystem, then it will be easier for other industries to adopt it.
So do you see it more as a tiered effect rather than an industry effect? In other words, the mid-market isn't going to catch on for a while, but it's the top tier manufacturers that really are going to adopt it the fastest, and then it'll go down in a wave?
I mean, yes, for me personally, I think that because, I always see that in finance, personally, I would say it's very difficult for us to like introduce any kind of AI because it's related to wealth of people and they do not trust it that much, so it also depends on industry to industry, though medical sciences have made like tremendous changes in the techniques through AI and the new technology. But of course, it needs that human touch to it. With finances, it's the same. So I always think that us like manufacturing and big tech currently, if they're going to create a very good ecosystem, which people will trust to a level that they can literally help them to in their finances and in the medical services, that's how it's going to go. I mean, I've worked in finance, like I know that it takes some time to, explain it to leaders and everybody that's AI and that's how it's going to do. With chatting bots and everything, that's a separate story. But dealing with everybody is money because it's connected with emotions. So we also have to see that, if it's AI, but there are emotions as well. So we have to have that empathy. We have to, that's why I was talking about that, people should learn now how to have emotions with AI. Because it's already in us. We have already imbibed all the AI. But now AI needs to know that, we human have emotions. And that's what we're trying to do with robots also now. I think we're trying to put emotions into it and it's our input. So there's a lot of work to be done there. But I think definitely it's a tier effect.
Really interesting, but great insight. So if you were looking back at yourself, years ago, earlier in your career or even in college, high school, What practical advice would you give yourself? Is there one bit of advice or something that you could tell another person right now that would really make them thrive faster in the analytics world and in the AI world?
I would definitely say, keep learning every day. Every little thing which you learn, you have to be consistent with everything. I learned it after my high school because I was someone I used to study like 2 days before my finals, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do it. I have been like that for quite some time. I was like, because my mom used to be like, why don't you write notes? I was like, because it's already in the textbook. Like, I don't want to write twice. I mean, so from that time, I have this thing. I'm not doing the double work while I was a kid and then growing up. But I would say now it's helping me, and to my peers and everybody, I just say that you have to be consistent. Read like one news related to AI every day. You'll get so much of information. You should definitely know what's going on in the market. What are the new tools? So suppose there is some XYZ new AI tool like Claude Sonnet or something. Just open it. It's difficult to navigate through it. It will be hard, but just do it. Like download all the new apps, see how do they work. Because after that, you'll have things to compare to. You'll not be stuck with one. So consistently read every day. A little single liner will also help you. And try out new things. Your laptop is just not about scrolling. Your phone is just not about scrolling. Even Instagram has so many new things. So it's amazing. Like, I'm like, wow, you can do everything now with the new Apple new software in iPhone 17. You can directly take a picture and upload it and find the product. Like, what best is this? So yeah, I keep on trying a lot of new stuff. But I would also say that the Gen Zs are much more faster than me. So I have to keep up with them. I'm always trying to meet people who are Gen Zs and the new interns. I love interacting with new interns. It's been a journey for me now. It's been almost 8 years of my working experience. So every new thing, learn every new slang. Even for listening to music these days, they use something different. And every time an intern comes up, I'm like, okay, what's new here? Just tell me, what are you using? How do you write your notes? How are you doing this stuff? So, I mean, just be consistent and just be learning every day.
My wife is my AI in music. She teaches me everything when it comes to music because she's on top of it. I'm definitely not. So
yeah, so it's like you learning things every day. So it's like you just feel confident about it. That yes, absolutely. I know about this.
Great advice. Well, thank you for your time and thank you for your contributions to the industry as a whole as well. Really being on the forefront of analytics. I hope to have you again sometime. You can update us on the latest trends and innovations. And it's been a true pleasure having you as a guest.
Thank you.
Bhoomika Kapoor, Tesla Senior Data Engineer. Thank you so much for your time.